Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Aries. If Aries is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a horoscope for you. Okay, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Two of Wands, which in the Thoth system has to do with dominion. Okay, let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. All right. And so if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell when you do. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay. Well, we have a bike. Interesting because this last week we've had maybe 2 or 3 readings with bikes. Oh, and this one's beautiful. Look at that. We have a person almost kind of in a fetal position, or maybe kind of in a seated contemplative posture, and they're holding it looks like a plant, I'm imagining like a piece of wood with some kind of fungi growing out of it, right? Something beautiful. And I imagine like a deep brown, almost reddish wood with very bright green kind of sprouty kind of things coming out of it. And it kind of takes me to like the Pacific Northwest or Northern California, where I'm from. I used to spend a lot of time near Lawson and Mount Shasta, and just a magical place if you haven't been. The redwood forest up there, but especially Shasta. And I've heard, that this is a place where alchemists live. This is a place where there's a lot of high strangeness and different kinds of intelligences, maybe even, extraterrestrials or ultra-terrestrials, kind of, showing themselves. And so I look at this and I think, my goodness, this seems like, being in that dreaming place, drawn to that thing, that unformed energy that kind of just runs through the wilderness. It's kind of like the Green Man, right? And I forget what is it called? Parabolia? And that's kind of what we do here, right? Where you look for faces, or you can, you point out shapes and faces in naturally or otherwise occurring patterns, formations, and in our mind it processes it. And this is why, like, when we look at the clouds, we see, oh, there's a dinosaur, and there's a wizard, and so on. But I feel like there's, it's almost being in this this primordial place, laying like the fetus in the fetal position, dreaming deep dreams, walking through those forests, looking up at the canopies, so far up above your head, like cathedrals, and just feeling that thing is watching you. No, it's not just watching you. in the air. It's in the trees. It's in the greens. It's in the browns. It's in the dry leaves and the soil and the rustling. The little sounds of birds. Things skittering around in the brush. It's not just watching you. It's touching you. It's brushing up against your shoulder and your cheek, and your feet are planted in it. But it is you, right? You are as much it as it is you. And that feels overwhelming and beautiful and it's like breathing so deeply for the first time, but also having your breath taken away right at the same time, simultaneously. I think this is what they call those moments that are like at the beginning and the end. It's forming, and it's degenerating, and it's forming from all of those little pieces. The cycle, it just keeps going and going and going. And there's hope in that. There's so much hope in that. We also have, it looks like, well, we have a flower right here. Yeah, right there. And then we have somebody standing here holding out. And what do they have? I feel like it's a fishing pole. So I do. And we also have a little sailboat, another flower. So I feel like almost a sense of, looking for that next catch, that thing. And I feel like maybe this has to do with making resources, trying to find like that side gig or project or, maybe even a new job, if that's what you're looking for. But it could also be that you are, you're out there, you're looking for something, and this is maybe on a greater level, something meaningful for yourself. Because whatever was before, it just doesn't cut it anymore. It doesn't make sense anymore. It feels like a different life all of a sudden. Your perspective has shifted. And now it's time to find something else. And so we go fishing. But we have to be patient, don't we? The transition. The transition. But it's going. We have the sailboat, right? And the sail is up and it's full. So we know there's movement. There is the air. We need the air, right? We have those airy thoughts. Now let's not forget the air as an element is connected to thinking, daydreaming, creativity, innovation. So you're not stuck. You're always on point. But you're looking for that thing that feels right. And it's coming. We have more. I feel like there's going to be more than even one thing to choose from. We have all these flowers sprouting up. Pretty soon it will be a garden of choices. A lot of it is being patient. And looking at things with these new eyes. Looking beyond the obvious. I think that we often choose from our first understandings of things. What we're taught, what's part of our environment, our conditioning, and so on. Sometimes we really have to spend some time looking beneath the surface of things. If you know it doesn't feel right, then it doesn't feel right. Sometimes things, it's just, there's something intriguing here. This might be the thing, but I don't know. It doesn't exactly fit. It's not exactly my vision. But you have to kind of look. Lift the little veil up a little bit. Peer into it. You know, I think of this as like, even just doing these readings. I never, like 5 years ago, never in a million years would I think I'd be doing readings on YouTube. I'm actually pretty shy. I don't like, I don't like hearing my own voice. I always feel like I want to be careful about how I talk to people. I'm fairly private. You know, I feel a little bit self-conscious when I share a lot. These are really revealing readings, I think. Maybe I don't talk about, you know, the practical aspects of my life, but I talk about things that sometimes they make me cry. They make me very vulnerable. These are parts of my life that maybe I've even talked to some of my closest people with. But here I am, I'm putting it on YouTube. And I never thought that would be me. But sometimes we have to be brave. We might just surprise ourselves. Now I also see, and this is wonderful, we've had the bike a few times. Maybe this is the third time recently in my readings that there's been a bike. But this one's cool because it has somebody on it, and you can see they are cruising. Here's the bike, and here's the person, their hair flowing. I can totally just see you out there hitting the trails, hitting the, you know, whatever, the bike lane, being careful, but going fast. Oh, the freedom of it. Hair blowing in the wind, laughing, watching the world go by, taking your feet off the pedals, going down the hill real fast. What a feeling. Oh, I miss that feeling. That used to be such a, well, how exciting getting out of school, even especially on an early day, meeting up with your friends, riding around like a little pack of delinquents, finding the best spots in the neighborhood to go down the biggest hills and yeah. I can see you looking for something fun, you know? Finding something, some kind of activity that just, you know, you don't have to think about it. You just do it. Maybe skating. That was really big when I was a kid. Going to the skating rink. Oh my goodness. I remember in, I think maybe 6th grade, 7th grade, going. And it only lasted for like maybe 2 summers where it was like the big thing to do. And that's where, you know, you went and you held hands and maybe had like a little kiss and, you know, just socialized. And I was never good at skating. But some people were, oh my goodness, so good. And some people, this is when rollerblades got big. So like if you had like a really cool pair of rollerblades, and they'd wear those, bring them in and wear them. And but something, right? Something kind of nostalgic. I don't know. What would you like to do? What did you grow up doing? What were your fun things? I grew up in kind of the city. Not the city, but kind of the outskirts. East Sacramento. I always have to rep it. But yeah, I always wonder, what did people grow up doing? What are you doing back then? How can we relive it a little bit? I'm not going skating again. That's that would be just, I can't even imagine. I'm already very clumsy. So we have a bird, we have a fire. I feel like you're going to have at least 2 really intense dreams here. These are emotional. And it is. All of this is about, I mean, it is about decision making, you know, and we have the 2 of Wands. So it's about making a decision, making a plan for yourself, figuring out like, what are your options here? What's going to feel right? What is going to be sustainable for you? Because I feel like this is going to be like a core decision in your life. You know, and I think that, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm old and tired at this point, or I feel like it. And let me just say, when I say I'm old, and I have on here before, and people I think take offense to me saying that, I have totally the right to say I'm old. I've been through it in my life, and I feel old in the soul. But also, let me just tell you, I think getting older and being an older woman and being proud of that and thankful for it is a wonderful thing. I don't equate being old with being a negative statement. I think I have survived my life. When I see somebody who has survived their life, they are continuing to become and evolve and shift and you know, live and live and live. Nothing more beautiful to me. So when I say that, you know, please don't take offense. But yes, you know, I think there's a dash of being practical, right? We want to be We want to honor our heart, our soul, our passion, our wants, our desires, of course. But I also think there's an aspect of what is realistic. Like, that is in the long run, right? What is a thing that I can do with my life, with my time, with my energies? If this is work related, domestic, or spiritual, or anything really, what can I do that I can continue to devote myself to where I don't like burn out super quick? You know, and I think that an Aries person can understand this, because I think you are people usually that are very enduring, right? Devoted to your decisions, loyal to your way. Even if that's like the most difficult thing in the world, you will still show up. So I think in these decisions and these choices, it's firing on all levels, right? And I think that there's the messaging coming through. There are dreams. They're intense. I think part of it is that this is you working it out in your subconscious. But I also think that this is like a beloved person to you. Maybe they've transitioned. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're here. Maybe they are not a human being or a corporeal being. It could be like a guardian angel, or something that visits you, brings you messages from the divine and this kind of thing. But I think 2 intense dreams, very emotional, those fires. But it's going to shed light. I think where it's sometimes hard to be totally real with yourself about, this is something I want to do. I really could see myself doing this. It seems reasonable. It's practical, but then you're having dreams and it's like, but there's this other side where I could see myself really burning out fast. There's terror here. There is, being stagnant, which is very, especially for like an Aries, becoming in a stagnant job or a stagnant relationship, or just living in such a way where there's no perceivable movement of energies. It could be so detrimental. I think that's where you get stir crazy, where you start to make choices just out of pure need to something else. I can't do this anymore. I have to do anything at all. Yeah, and that can become disastrous, right? I don't know about you, but for me it can. So I think this is a time to really, really be straight up with yourself. Look at all the levels of it and try to let go of this is what I should be doing. This is what everybody thinks I should do. This is what I was taught. This is how I was raised. This is, all these things, right? All of that's well and good, and it's helpful in a lot of ways. But at the end of the day, when we're making these supremely core decisions in our life, oh, yeah, we gotta throw it now. Let go of it. We have to really look at what is our true will, what is our true necessity. What really motivates us at the core of our being? What do you absolutely dream of doing? And how can we find a way to put that into our next move? In some way, how can we sew it into the fabric of things? Weave it in, whatever. Yeah, so, I think that this is a time of introspection there, and really in searching for this, right? There's a sense of searching, and this can be fun. It's not dire, right? I don't feel like this is it. It's passion. We have the wands. This is passionate. This isn't about having to do this out of like, oh, everything's falling apart, I don't know what to do. No, this is like, I am ready to level up my life. I feel confident where I'm at, and now I want to do something more for myself. And that's an important distinction, I think, definitely. Okay, so these are the Mary Magdalene Oracle cards. We're going to flip through real quick and look at one of them. They're from Megan Watterson, illustrations by Moonjube. And I like to just finish up with these Oracle cards because they often have a really nice message, or they really punctuate the reading. The Cave. Sanctuary exists within. Sanctuary exists within. That's that interior temple. The most sacred place, right? All right. Aries, I want to tell you I love you through and through. And thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I love reading them. I love hearing from you. It is one of the great joys of my life. And yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it. So I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in just a few days. Bye-bye.